I would say my favorite thing about football, probably it's a big game. You come out of the tunnel and there's X number of fans there and they're all cheering. It's loud, you can't even hear yourself think. And you look up in the stands and you're looking for your mom and your dad. And you finally see them and you make eye contact and you wave, and it's just the best feeling in the world. So the circumstance in which I got my concussions, first one was actually during spring camp. Second last day of camp, went to block someone, went low, they stayed stationary, top of my head went into their knee, just knocked myself out. Woke up, next play, went the absolute wrong way, realized that probably shouldn't be in, came out, did the proper concussion protocols. Second concussion was during fall camp. Went to lock up with an offensive lineman, went helmet to helmet, immediately knew that I was concussed. Didn't, because I wanted to dress that weekend, didn't tell anyone, didn't tell the physios or anything. And then symptoms got progressively worse over the course of the weekend. I ended up going to the hospital on the Saturday night, so I was concussed in the Thursday practice. Took about a week and a half off. Still had concussion symptoms, lied about my concussion symptoms to come back. Came back, had a decent practice, reconcussed myself. This one was to the point where it really made me reevaluate if I should continue playing contact sports.
The injury impacted our friendship kind of in a good way at first because he was being a lot nicer and he was a lot more calm, but it's because he was like aloof and not really there. And after like a couple days, you kind of realized that it wasn't Stu and you weren't getting the same out of him.
Concussion has definitely negatively impacted my studies. It's pretty fucking hard to focus for more than like 15 minutes at a time. So that sucks. Definitely makes me a more proactive studier though, because before I could just sit down for 3 or 4 hours and get something done. Now I need to allot time during the day to do it.
People were getting concussions in practices and couldn't play in games. You'd have to get doctor's notes to miss midterms and tests and stuff and miss classes. And the next thing you know, we had guys on our team doing a midterm like a year later. Varsity sports has a whole chokehold on the student part of you.
In terms of adjusting my everyday life to deal with my concussion, I have to write a lot more things down. I have to sleep more. I still end up forgetting things all the time. I get frustrated at little stuff. It's just, I don't know. It takes a lot of patience, and I'm not a very patient person, so it's a learning experience.
Yeah, he doesn't have as much energy, and he's always forgetting stuff. He uses the word whatchamacallit a lot to describe food or what he wants to do or a place because he can't grasp that idea.
There's a certain level of pride and satisfaction you derive from being part of the team because it's a lot of work. You spend 6 or 7 hours doing meetings and practice every day, and then if you're lucky enough, you get to dress on the weekends and then play against another team, and then you get to go out with your teammates. And it's just, there's a certain sense of camaraderie and a lot of closeness that you develop with your teammates just based on being around them for 40 hours a week.
Me and Stu played the same position. Most practices, you'd get your head hit and you'd kind of be dazed for a little bit and then you'd be yelled at to go back in. And every practice was just a struggle to not get injured.
I was planning on playing football for the rest of my time at university. That's obviously not in the cards now. In terms of how long I'm going to be staying at school, that's also changed. Studies and everything are just a little bit harder now, and there's not really anything keeping me in school either.